The generic formulations are required to be bioequivalent to the reference formulation. The safety and efficacy of the generic formulation is demonstrated through the bioequivalence studies. Bioequivalence studies involve the study of pharmacokinetic parameters, the rate and extent of absorption, which is denoted by Cmax and AUC. And for demonstrating the bioequivalence, the reference product is required. Reference product or comparator product or the branded product, you can say. And this reference product against which the generic formulation is evaluated in the bioequivalence study is also called as reference standard. And specifically, whenever you are working onto a ANDA, that is abbreviated new drug application or generic application for the US market, then there are two terminologies like reference listed drug and the reference standard. So reference standard is the RLD or reference listed drug against which the bioequivalence is required to be demonstrated. All the reference standards are RLDs, but all the RLDs cannot be reference standard. Reference standard is the strength of the RLD against which the bioequivalence is required to be proved. Let's start with the video for the reference product for the bioequivalence studies. Reference standards ensures generic drug meet the therapeutic equivalence standards, and it is used as a benchmark in the BE studies for regulatory approval. Then if the generic formulation shows bioequivalence with the reference product, then the lower strength can get the biowaiver. It is also called as reference listed drug or a comparator product. But for US market, you should refer the terminology reference standard. So what is a reference standard? An approved drug product which is used in these studies for the pharmacokinetic comparison is the reference standard. Reference listed drug, it is the original innovator product approved by the regulatory bodies like US FDA. Comparator product is the approved drug from stringent markets when it is used for the bioequivalence studies when the RLD is not available. Some of the times, if the reference product or innovator product is not available in the market, then reference standard is the designation given to the other product which is the market leader, and it is used for the bioequivalence studies. Purpose of RS in the BE studies. So bioequivalence demonstration is the purpose. Bioequivalence, it confirms the generic and RS release the same amount of active ingredient into the body. Regulatory compliance is the purpose. It ensures approval by regulatory agencies like US FDA, EMA, WHO, ANVISA, and other specific authorities. Steps in the standard reference standard evaluation. So how you select the RS? First is regulatory requirement. If US FDA market is there, use the RLD listed in the orange book. For EMA and WHO, use a comparator product from stringent markets. Key criteria is to match in dosage form, strength, and route of administration. Procurement of RS, obtain the RS from licensed distributors. Then all the storage and transport conditions should be maintained as per the storage recommendations. Documentation is required, and document batch records, batch numbers, plot numbers, expiry dates, and have a COA, that is certificate of analysis. Analytical characterization of RS, it involves identity confirmation, assay and potency confirmation, impurity profiling as per the standard practices. Dissolution testing, multimedia dissolution testing, CDP, comparative dissolution profiling is done to have understanding about the dissolution profile in acidic, neutral, and alkaline media. Compare test and RS profiles using the similarity factor F. Physical properties, evaluate the tablet hardness, friability, particle size distribution. So all these things are under the reference product characterization. Regulatory guidelines are there for US FDA, EMA, and WHO. US FDA RLD must match the orange book listing, justify the alternative RS if RLD is unavailable. So RS designation is required, and FDA gives the RS designation when RL is not available in the market or it is withdrawal from the market. EMA accept comparator product approved in the EU or stringent markets. For WHO, it permits comparator products from the WHO pre-qualified list. Importance of RS in the B studies. So it provides the reliable benchmark, meets the global regulatory standard because it is already approved product. Patient safety, it confirms safety and efficacy of the generic drugs, and RS or reference product, comparator product is required to be selected very carefully. It should be approved by the regulatory authorities as a reference for the bioequivalence studies. RS is essential for bioequivalence studies. It ensures generics match innovative products in the safety, efficacy, and quality. Following regulatory guidelines ensures smooth approval and patient access to high quality generics. Generally, the reference product or reference standard higher strength of the product is used in the bioequivalence studies unless there is a safety concern or unless there is a concern of the tolerability by the patients. Reference products are procured from the countries where these are approved as per the regulatory requirements. Reference products and generic formulations should have the retention quantity at the bioequivalence study center. I will make some videos on this topic. So for this video, you can refer only the reference product or reference standard or comparator product to be used as a reference for demonstration of the bioequivalence study of the generic formulation, and it is required to get the approval of the generic formulation. Thank you for watching the video.